Hello guys, this is Adam and this is my first commentary. I hope you enjoy it. So this is a match, my friend and I just putting the speed to fastest there. I'm the blue Protoss in the middle left kind of here. This is our enemy, he's orange Terran. We have another enemy, yellow Terran. And my ally up in the top middle is red Protoss. The map is Python. So I kind of chose to do this build randomly at the last minute here. Normally I go a standard build, but I was feeling risky. I decided to go for a fast expand. So how you do that is you put a pylon at your natural, and then the next building you're gonna want to get is gonna be a forge. I send this probe to scout. Scouting is very key. My ally also sent a scout, same timing as me, except he's going a standard build. He's going to build a gateway. So here this turn, I guess he screwed up his placement. You can see some destroyed rubble here. Yeah, I think he's trying to wall in. He's got a supply depot building. So my ally sees this. We're talking live on Skype, and we both decided, alright, let's block their gas. So he did this. It's very effective against Terran players to block their gas. It slows them down. Against Protoss, they have to go mech build, which is tanks and vultures. If they go bio, which is marines and medics, I find they are less effective. Most Terran players will go mech against a Protoss player, and so blocking the gas slows their factory down. And so this is the kind of harassment my ally and I throw down on our enemies here. This guy's also walling in. Got my drone coming back here. Now I've thrown down the forge here, as you can see, and just pumping probes for minerals. Never stop building your probes. So I stole some gas there. He's trying to attack this down with SCBs. That's going to take forever. He needs a marine, so he's probably building a marine. Well, the second his barracks is done, he'll get one going. So I've slowed his gas down for probably quite a while. My ally's gas still remains undamaged. So just a little bit of micro, trying to keep the scouts alive as long as we can here. And we talk live on Skype so that we don't have to type to each other, wasting time. So he finally got my scout. I was busy. I built a nexus here. Now normally with this build you always go two cannons right after the forge. I'm going for this very fast because they did not scout us. We had scouts on them. I saw that they had no units or very few. So I knew I had time to throw down the nexus, and then I would have time to get some cannons before anything would be harassing me. So he's got a marine here destroying this. He finally gets it down. This gas still remains. The yellow player, he's pretty much noobish. He just scouted my ally, so he sees he only has one zealot right now, so he's sending pretty much everything. He's just going to try and take him here. The other enemy here, this orange player, he knows what he's doing. He's not a total noob at all. Now of course none of us are pros. I'm no pro. I'm pretty noob myself obviously, but I'm at least an okay noob. So I've thrown down my two cannons here. I've kind of tried to make a wall. It's not really tight. Units can probably get in here. Anyway, so now I'm building some gas, getting a pylon going. I need to get a gateway soon, so I'm starting to pump some probes here. My ally's under heavy heat now, and I have no units to defend him. So at this point it's all him. He's just getting a cannon now for defense, but he's got 5 marines and several SCVs to hold off, which is a lot. Now normally my ally's pretty good. He's just as good as me, and he usually has a lot of zealots and blocks the ramp. That's really effective against scouting. But I guess he didn't have, I think he was going for fast dragoons maybe. I'm not sure what happened here, but he didn't have enough units fast enough obviously to deal with this. So he's starting to kill this guy now. But it's not going to be enough. I'm just continuing to build, trying to get my expansion up and running. I'm throwing down 2 gateways now. Our Terran player here still hasn't gotten the gas. That's very bad. He needs to at least have an SCV attacking that. He needs gas by now. I guess he's focusing on the rush, but he should still be advancing. Neither of them have scouted me yet. That's also very bad. Scouting is key. Always scout your opponents. So this guy has gas, and he's just throwing down a factory now. Now that's a really late factory. I guess he's trying to expand himself. Usually when you push out, you expand as well. That's a good time to do that. So he's just building his command center now while the pressure's on my ally. Since my ally's nexus is destroyed and he doesn't have enough minerals, he only has 123, he can't build a new nexus. I told him run to my base and build a pylon. So he threw one down on the way just in case they destroyed all his buildings. And he got into my base here, and he's going to throw a pylon down right there. Now, Orange came to see me, check me out. He saw 2 cannons and ran away. Now, probably their forces are enough right now to take that, but I think they're intimidated by the cannons, so they don't bother. Yeah, the cannons just cleaned up his marines there, not a problem. And I've got 2 gateways now, four gateways actually, sorry, pumping full units, full zealots here to support my expansion. Now I've got my full mineral line going here. I need to get a second gas soon. I'm late with that, but a lot of minerals, so that's good. I'm throwing down some tech, cybernetics core. That's probably late. I should probably have that sooner, but that's okay because yellow's behind significantly, and Orange still doesn't have any vultures or tanks yet even. So Orange just got his expansion up. Now of course neither of us, me or my ally, have explored this, scouted this recently. So we should be scouting soon. I think I'm just trying to focus on defending my expansion. I got a lot of probes, that's key. Keep always building probes. Tons of probes here, tons of probes here, that's key. Now I'm throwing down some tack. I'm learning Dragoon range. That's key, obviously. Now I'm starting to pump some Dragoons. Got some Zealots going. My ally's going out to scout with his probe. I told him, why don't you go check out the corners and stuff. He's built a bunker here. I guess he doesn't want my ally or me building back here. That's kind of a waste, in my opinion. He could just have left a marine there or something. Would have been just as good. Maybe he's planning on expanding here later. So yellow's starting to expand now. That's not horrible, but he had a really late gas, so he's not the greatest player. But he's at least expanding, so it shows he's not total garbage. And he's got a lot of SCVs, so he's an okay player. But Orange is obviously better. Orange has a full expansion already up and running. Orange now has tanks down. I believe he's got siege researched. Yeah, and now he's researching vulture speed. So, and they're just kind of keeping units outside my base in case I decide to push out. They'll see. Now I've thrown down 3 more gateways. I have the money now with 2 bases to support this. Build as many buildings as you need to support your income. If you only have 1 base, you obviously can't support 7 gateways. I'm also learning Zealot speed. Zealot speed is key. In any game you need Zealot speed, that is for sure. Well, especially against Terran, to rush the tanks. So now he's got siege tank. He's got a pretty good defense set up here. He should maybe put some tanks up on the ledge. If I were him, I'd have some tanks here and here. But they're fine there, too. He's kind of leaving himself vulnerable. Maybe he should put a turret or 2 over here. Maybe something in the back. Okay, he's got a turret here, but he's vulnerable to drops, Reaver drops, things like that. That's common from Protoss players. Anyway, I now have a pretty sizable army, so I'm pushing out. Now, I've killed his marine, so he sees us coming. And I haven't scouted. I think my ally was in there recently. I'm not sure. I'm pretty